welcome to another episode of In the Divas Den. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Of course, we have to talk about the incidences that are happening in Virginia and Minnesota, the unfortunate news out of there. Definitely a follow-up of the Jacob Blake story that is also tough to hear. You're going to get our reaction, our response to them. It was huge over the weekend. It's still trending. And a lot of people had some issues with it, some backlash there, but a lot of people also liked it. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to make sure that we talk about that incident with that Army sergeant. I don't know if you guys saw that trending video there. We'll get to that later. We'll get to all of that. But before we even talk about our topics, let's do our check-in. Precious girl, how you feeling, honey?
I'm good. Wasn't sure.
Right?
I'm here. Beyonce said, I'm here. I was here. I made it.
Yeah. It wasn't looking good, girl. It wasn't looking good, honey.
It wasn't. We was down for the count. Excuse me. See, y'all? Man down situation. However, I'm alive. We are here.
You here, girl. You here, girl.
How are you?
Girl, I'm good. I'm hanging in there. It's been a long week. And I cannot wait for the weekend because I feel like I am one step away from being someone's slave. I am tired. I am exhausted. I just want my bed. I just want to sleep in. And I just want to just like eat and lay in bed. Like, just have one of those lazy days, But I'm here. We are here. We got stuff to talk about. So let's get to it. Come on, let's go ahead and get into our headlines, honey. Let's get into those. baby. I know you guys have heard about the incidences that have happened in Virginia and Minnesota, which leads us to the question of, is it a lack of police training or arrogance? One situation we have where a police officer feels the need to pull over a lieutenant and pepper sprays him willingly. And in the other incident, we have a cop who mistakenly brought out her handgun instead of a taser and shot Dwayne Wright, right? What was it?
Dante
White. And now Minnesota is in uproar. This literally happened just a few streets away from where George Floyd was murdered. And that trial is still going on. But a lot of people feel as though this police officer, Kim Porter, who has resigned, by the way, and is facing manslaughter charges, that her reaction or her mistakenly pulling out the taser was justified. Precious, how do you feel about that?
So your family in surgery, right? And you got a 26-year veteran surgeon in the field working on your family. And for whatever reason, whether it was lack of sleep of the hand, whatever, they sever the artery that's vital for this person to live, and the person does not live. And they come out and tell you, oh, I made a mistake, sever that artery, and your person is gone. How you going to react?
That part.
Ignorant, stupid, because you're angry,
that
you're grieving.
That part.
And you're going to sue the heck out of them for malpractice. Okay? And you're going to hold them accountable for killing your loved one.
That part.
So, it's a little different with politics there. However, scenario is still the same. How is she as a cop allowed to be scared and make a mistake, which is a grave mistake, one that she's trained for and should have known to act rationally, quickly, and in sound mind in that moment? And an unarmed civilian is not allowed to be scared for his life.
Right.
And it ends.
Right.
The justification needs to stop. Okay, wrong is wrong. That's why she's being charged with manslaughter, because that's exactly what happened.
And what I don't understand is, first of all, the people who are essentially supporting her. I mean, we already know that the people who are in support of her mistake are the undercover people that we always have to fight against. But you had your taser, well, your handgun, and you said taser 3 times. So you didn't realize while pointing it and looking at your hand that you didn't have a taser in your hand?
And the weight difference there is significant. How can you, the cold steel versus the, I can't.
Exactly. And that's what I don't get, you know. And I mean, I think Maxine Waters, she went ahead and went on social media, just essentially showed the picture between the two of the taser and the handgun that they have, and also the simple fact that one is on one side and another is on the other. And even like you know, Papa Vince said, you were training a new cop. So how do you, someone who has all of this knowledge, all of this experience, make that mistake? You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. And that's why I think that it's the arrogance of knowing that you'll possibly get away with it. But knowing that this was in Minnesota, that the you know, tension is so high right now because people are reliving everything that's going on with George Floyd. You know, they're seeing the video over and over and over. You're hearing the testimonies essentially saying that Derek Chauvin is a murderer, but for whatever reason, they feel the need to go to trial for it. And when you see that, then you hear this story of this so-called mistake, you're going to get a riot. Number one, people are tired. People are irritated. They're over it. They're tired of the excuses. And I just don't understand why you think that we're going to just essentially lay down and take it.
But see, and here's the thing. Even if it was a mistake, he's still gone. It's still manslaughter. It don't change nothing. He's still dead because she chose the wrong weapon and shot him and killed him. Point blank, period. It doesn't matter if it was an honest mistake or not. I don't care. She killed him.
And then I read a quick article on NBC News where essentially they were saying, you know, was her mistake a common thing? Could this has possibly happened? And one person, I think it was a chief in a different area. Essentially, he said something along the lines of, when you are in a high stressed situation, things like this can happen. But my question is, when you guys are in a situation of a mass shooter and you're on the scene for that, how is it that you don't mistakenly grab your handgun instead of a taser? How can he be apprehended and essentially led to the car and taken to go get something to eat and gets to see their day in jail? But because a Black kid turns his back to you, all of a sudden it's high stress. I lose my shit and I don't know what to do anymore.
It's because you said it. It's the underlying Blackness. That feeling that we are animals, that we are subhuman. And that for whatever reason, I think the study came out because this week is, Black Maternal Health Week. And it came out that they legit said in a study on TikTok, the doctor said that they were teaching that Black women's skin is thicker than white women's skin, meaning that we have a higher pain tolerance than white women. And I'm like, so they were purposely not listening to Black women. Example, Serena Williams, when they had to cry and say, I am in pain, because they did not believe it. These type of teachings that are happening in schools, in hospitals, and apparently at the police academies is what's causing this underlying fear to make people automatically feel like, oh, I'm about to come across the X-Men. I got to act extra with this person because they're going to kill me instantly by looking at me.
Exactly. And I'm tired of the excuses. And especially when I try to avoid the comment section when I see these articles, you know, because you have the people out there who say, well, he shouldn't have, this shouldn't have happened if he just didn't. And I'm like, y'all have an excuse for every police officer, but nobody had anything to say when that boy was having a bad day and essentially shot up several massage parlors. Nobody had anything to say about that. You know, it was just, oh, this is just so sad. Or, you know, if something happens to a dog, God forbid, everybody just loses it. How can this possibly happen? You know, and I find it funny how the narrative changed just a little bit, not much, when it involved a lieutenant. I don't know if you guys had seen, this happened in Virginia, I think back in December, where the police had pulled over a lieutenant, the Army, and essentially escalated the situation before it even needed to get there. They claimed that they didn't see his tags, but the tags were in his back window. It wasn't even an illegal tent. They claimed that that was another reason for why they did it. They literally just came up to his car, already ready for a fight, and just pepper sprayed him, you know? And in that instance, it seemed like everyone was on the same page of how can this possibly happen? This is how we treat our vets, blah, 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 blah. But you don't have that same compassion for an everyday Black boy who isn't able to go home.
Because he's not just Black, he a vet now. He's a superior Black. That's what it is. He's a good black because
Not
he's
a good
serving the
black.
country. He's a good black.
I just, and that's what bothers me, because I'm like, first of all, let's not act like you actually care about, veterans, because we already know that once they come back home, people treat them like shit. So let's stop that. Okay. But I just find it funny that now you care. Now it's a problem. Now we should do something. Now it's horrible. But for these past few years, we have seen these young and older black males and black women plastered on our TVs who have now become hashtags. It wasn't a problem then because they shouldn't have, So what do you say for this lieutenant? What shouldn't he have done? Help me out here.
Right.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then what also irritates me is when you have situations like the Jacob Blake incident. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but the police officer who shot him in the back 6 times, he will not be facing any discipline whatsoever. He literally is getting off scot-free. And as you guys can see here, they felt the need to release a statement, and it says he acted within the law and was consistent with training. This incident was also reviewed internally. Officer Sheshki was found to have been acting within policy and will not be subjected to discipline. Some will not be pleased with the outcome. However, given the facts, the only lawful and appropriate decision was made. How is that? How?
There's always going to be those comments that just come up and like, yeah, that's right. Law should have happened. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. I'm glad that Jacob is still here. However, his life is dramatically changed for the rest of his life. He's in a wheelchair now. He didn't have to be. He can't go about his life regularly. He has PTSD from what happened to him. Like, what is the point? The cop did not do his job. He was excessive. He did too much. Like, what's the point of shooting 6 times in the back? Person not even turned towards you, shooting 6 times in the back. I'm pretty sure you get them 1 time, they're good enough. Even if you're shooting to disable, what happened to that? Wasn't that a part of training? You shoot to disable, shoot to disarm, not become judge, jury, and executioner in that moment.
Exactly.
And when in which you hold that person's life in your hands. And that's what's been happening. And then to justify, I had every right to take this person's life. Let's say it like that. The cop had every right to take that person's life because that person spoke back, because that person did not comply, because that person was scared. The cop had the right to take their life. When people start realizing what's actually happening and saying things and calling a spade, then maybe, just maybe, things will start to change.
Exactly. And that's the problem here, because we're not calling a spade a spade. We're not saying for what it is, because it is a Black person, you can do whatever you can do or want to do as a police officer, and you're going to get away with it. Case in point, this right here. And I think that's exactly why Derek Chauvin decided to take his incident to trial, because he is just that arrogant, and the privilege that exudes out of him, he just knew that maybe, just maybe, I can get off scot-free with a slap on the wrist. Nothing's going to happen to me, because I've seen it done so many times. So many times we have seen this happen over and over and over and over again, where they take a life, and what happens? They're back at work. This guy right here, Rustin, he's right back at work, smiling. He gets to see his family. Nothing ever happened. His life isn't changed or altered. He gets to go on and live his life, while Jacob Blake, essentially just going to the back seat to check on his kids, got shot in the back 6 times. His life will forever be changed, forever.
The scariest part of all of this is, for the amount of hashtags that we have, what about all those who are unknown? Those who didn't have the benefit of a camera or a phone, I got chills off of that, or anyone sitting there with them to document what's happening. How many other people, unnamed and unnamed graves, or just have been marked as that person OD'd, or this person that, and this person that are gone because of this?
Exactly. And I appreciate, like we've said this before on the show, I have a love-hate relationship with social media, but one of the reasons why I do love social media is because it is bringing awareness to situations that we probably would not have seen or heard of. But it literally just puts you in a place where you're like, you get tired of seeing it. You get tired of hearing it. And you also get tired of justice not being served. And I think that's where the problem is, where we hear so much about these incidences, but nothing ever happens. If something were to come of it, then it would be like, okay, look, it wouldn't be so exhausting. But the fact of the matter is, here we are again, and as much as I want to believe that Derek Chauvin will, face some time, there is a part of me where I think he may just walk away as if nothing happened. Mm-hmm. And that's scary. That's really scary.
It's scary to think of what will happen to this country if that happens. Because I think they're going to see some stuff they ain't never seen before if that happens.
Exactly. And of course, we want to hear what you guys have to say on this topic. We know that it's heavy, and it just seems like this has been an ongoing narrative, which essentially will lead us into our next topic for our trending topic, where we can go ahead and get into that. Baby, this has been heavy, honey. This has been heavy. If you guys have not watched them, I'll put it this way. Them has been trending all weekend on social media for several different reasons. One of them being that Lena Waithe has been receiving a lot of backlash because of it. One of them being that people thought it was a brilliant masterpiece. Another reason, people felt extremely triggered by it and were tired of seeing, I guess, the same narrative over and over again. But I have my reasons on why I enjoyed them. Precious, did you get a chance to watch it?
No, I couldn't. You got to prepare yourself with stuff like this. And just off the trailer alone, I was like, I'm already feeling it riled up. I was like, I don't know.
I'll say this. Okay. I enjoyed it. I was one of the people that actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I binge watched it over the course of 2 days. It is extremely heavy. It's extremely heavy, but it gives me a Amityville horror type, Shining type feel, on top of just dealing with segregation and, racism and everything like that. There's also a supernatural feel to it that kind of dates back to colonial times. I don't want to give too much, so I don't want to give too many spoilers away. But what I love so much about them was the simple fact that not only was it relevant to what's happening today, it essentially showed how resilient Black people are. Mm. And no matter the instances and the obstacles that were thrown at them, this family still rose above everything. And I love the fact that the husband and wife would look at each other and essentially tell one another, we got this. We got this. And I don't know, you guys out there, who are watching, I don't know how many times I've said that to myself, or I've said that to a friend, or, a person of color, like, yo, we got this. We got this. We all we got, so that right there was one thing that I really loved about it. Also, the simple fact that it shows, like what Precious touched on earlier, the fact that because you are a Black woman, they feel as though they can experiment on you, that they can do these different things to you because you don't feel pain. And no one's going to care, so they'll just get away with all of, the malpractice and essentially just do whatever they want to do to make you their test subject. That was one thing that was really triggering. The simple fact, the microaggression, the racism that you feel in the workplace, of even though you're just as qualified, if not more, you have to deal with the simple fact of, this person, because they're white, allegedly has more qualifications and more education than you. So we're just going to shine over you, or we're going to take your work and let someone else essentially get their flowers for it. And then the fact of being a young Black girl in a school where you essentially don't fit in, you don't look like everyone else, you have to deal with that aspect. There was a lot of it that still applies today. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I loved it so much. But the fact that Lena Waithe has been getting some backlash because they felt as though, here she is, she had Queen and Slim, where we know the outcome of that.
Man, that went left really quickly. Was not ready for that.
Girl.
Yeah.
Girl. We have Queen and Slim. Then we also have The Shy. And we have this, so Black people, I'm not going to say people, Black people are really upset because they feel as though Black trauma is now becoming like a new thing that people are trying to essentially collect money from and, get audiences riled up because it's easy. How do you feel about that? Being a film, director and producer and writer and all the things, how do you feel about that, Precious?
I do feel like other narratives can be told. I do think there is a need for these stories, though, when done correctly. I'm thinking maybe with this particular story, they relied on the horror and supernatural aspect of it to try to get your mind to get some sort of break from the actual real trauma that was displayed in the show. Because all that stuff was true that really happened to Black people here in America and other places as well. But the supernatural part of it, the part that you're not sure about, I think they put that in there as a break. So that way you didn't completely lose it while watching the show, which I give them credit for that part of it. But at the same time, the actual realness of what was happening is enough horror in and of itself. And I think that's what a lot of people were having problems with when it comes to the trauma, and that's what they're talking about. And some people are not ready to face that with mindless entertainment that television and film allows you to have when we're sitting in the real world and it's actually happening as this is airing on television.
Right.
So I think that's the main issue why people are a little bit upset, because it's really happening right now outside. Whereas, we went through a time period through the 90s and early 2000s where, yes, things were happening, but it wasn't as frequently in our faces. So you were, and plus didn't have COVID. So you had other things to escape to, whereas now you don't.
Right.
So it's like, this on top of this, realness on top of fake, and it's just all swirling together. So,
and I mean, let's first of all, I need y'all to stop attacking Lena. She didn't write this. She was just the executive producer.
Yeah.
She was just behind the project. And I don't think it's fair to attack her for that. I don't think it's fair to attack her for The Chi, because even though, it has its moments, like it's still a good show. It has its lighthearted moments. It has its jokes, and it's relevant. It's something that you can actually, enjoy. And I don't think there's a lot of Black trauma there. So I think it's kind of wrong to essentially put that on her. And then for Queen and Slim, yes, it took a huge turn. Wasn't expecting that. But I mean, is it realistic?
It is. It's somebody's story, unfortunately.
Exactly. So I mean, essentially she just gave us the Black version of a Bonnie and Clyde, but switched it up with, the police brutality. But I don't think that y'all should just sit here and talk about, oh, she's canceled, she loves to benefit off of, Black pain and Black trauma and all that stuff like that, because she has gotten behind other projects like 20s, which was lighthearted. It was funny. It just shows, a young struggling 20-something-year-old trying to find their way in LA, good show there. The fact that she also was a part of, what was that? Bad Hair. What was that?
Oh, that film.
Yeah, girl, it was horrible, but it was a good horrible. Like, it was stupid.
Yeah, it was funny.
But I'm like, don't just be so quick to essentially cancel people.
I'm glad that we're the ones telling these stories. That it's not a Quentin Tarantino and, any J.J. Abrams or whoever else out here that's dominating film and television that are telling these stories. It's us telling these stories. So it makes a difference, and it's handled a little bit differently than it would be if it weren't us telling these stories.
Exactly. And I mean, I understand where people are coming from, because I too am one of those people where I get tired of, the slave narrative. There's so much more to Black people than just, oh, here's another slave movie. I get so tired.
Love.
2020.
Man.
I'm like, but with them, I think what I really, really enjoyed about it was the supernatural factor, and the fact that like we talked about earlier, it is relevant, which leads us into our next topic that has been trending. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this essentially blew up. Starting, I guess, this morning, there was a video that went around where there was a U.S. Army sergeant who essentially walked up to a young Black kid who was taking a walk, y'all. A walk. He was walking in the neighborhood. He didn't live too far away, and minding his own Black business. But for whatever reason, this U.S. Army sergeant felt the need to approach him because of the way that he talked to his wife or said something to his wife. Something had happened that caused him to approach him. And things got out of hand. He got in his face, started yelling at him, even pushed him, telling him, oh, you're walking around in this neighborhood. This is our neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. You don't belong here. Things like, let's just go ahead and roll the video.
I didn't hit you. There's a difference between pushing you.
You were the aggressor, buddy.
You're aggressing on the neighborhood.
Someone came running at
Walk
the
back.
You better walk away. You walk away. You're talking to my wife right now.
That's your wife?
Walk away.
I didn't do
Walk
anything.
away.
Your wife to speak.
Check it out. You do walk away or I'm going to carry your ass out of here.
I didn't do anything to you.
I'm about to do something to you. You better start walking.
I didn't do anything to her.
You better start walking right now.
You come after me like that?
I ain't coming after you. You're in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. Get out. Get out.
I live here, sir.
Where? Where's your house? What's your address?
Maybe we should walk you home.
Walk me home.
Well, you want to bet what I can do?
I live here, sir.
Okay,
Right
what's
now,
your
you're
address?
harassing the
I'm
neighborhood.
not harassing anyone walking through the neighborhood I live in, sir.
Where? But check it out. We are a tight-knit community.
Okay.
We
How
take
long
care
have
of
you
each
been
other.
here?
You know what? First of all, him not having no mask on, spitting in his face, that's an assault right there, number one. Dude pulled down his mask so he can talk, and because his voice did not raise above that decibel you heard right there.
Mm-hmm.
His voice did not raise. He did not get in his face. He calmly was like, "Why are you harassing me? I'm just trying to walk." And shout out to the two black women that was in the video earlier that actually stopped and was like, "Are you okay? Let's go, because we don't like this."
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently you don't know your neighborhood. How you gonna say ain't nobody and there's two black women walking in the neighborhood? Just I don't understand, sir. You don't own the place. That's what happens when you have to live around others. Okay.
It costs absolutely nothing to mind your own damn business. Let's start there. It costs absolutely nothing. If someone is walking in a neighborhood, who am I to stop them and essentially say, who are you? Do you live here? Why are you walking around here? Blah, 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 blah. If that person isn't violating someone's property, isn't bothering somebody, isn't, essentially tagging anything or, just being a nuisance to the community, why would you bring yourself into that situation when it had nothing to do with you? This boy was taking a walk on a beautiful day, minding his own business, and you felt the need to approach him and asked him if he belonged in that neighborhood. And can we please stop that? Like, would y'all stop acting like black people don't work? Like we don't have money? Like we might not be getting paid as much as y'all, in some cases, but can we stop acting like we can't live in affluent areas? Like we can't have nice houses and that we can't drive nice cars, that we can't live in luxury, so because he was dressed a certain way or because he was a certain age and a certain color, here you are. Oh, well, do you live here? Ma'am, that's none of your business. You live there. So mind your address.
Right. And it didn't even matter if he was visiting somebody or if he just thought it was a nice neighborhood to walk through. There are no gates. It's not a gated community. So he can walk wherever he pleases. And he's not on your property. He's on the sidewalk. You don't own that. You own the grass.
Period.
And the other side of the park. He can
Period.
walk on the sidewalk. Okay.
Period.
If you feel some kind of way, go buy yourself a cul-de-sac and have it to yourself. How about that?
Period. And
a whole cul-de-sac to yourself.
Please, because like how long are we going to keep doing this? Like the entitlement of, oh, well, this is our community. What exactly do you mean by our community? Because like you said, we see these black women who are just on their stroll, on their evening walk, wanting to be CG strong all day long, and you didn't approach them, but for whatever reason, you want to approach this guy and bother him. Well, needless to say, Jonathan Pentland now was arrested and is brought up on assault charges because there was no reason for you to put your hands on that boy whatsoever. Whatsoever. I need y'all to start having a seat. I need y'all to start minding y'all business. I need y'all to stop being Karens and Kyles and just mind your own damn business. Right. God damn. Just stop it. So then now you have assault charges against you because you wanted to be Mr. Big and Bad. And what makes me laugh is the fact that y'all recorded this thinking that you were going to get a reaction from this young black kid, and then it backfired on you. Now look at you.
Right.
Now look at you.
Got proof against yourself.
You were such a fool. Now what are you going to do? Now
I need a bank account.
Ooh, fool. It costs nothing to mind your business, and it's funny because it's not funny, but it's amazing that this video came out, and literally that is the basis of one of the themes in them, where this black family moves into a predominantly white neighborhood. They mind their own business. They go to school, they go to work, but because they're black, you felt the need to bother them. You went on their property. You went over there to start trouble. You went on their property and defaced it. They didn't come to you. You went to them, So as much as they want to give the series flack, it is what it is.
It's irrelevant. It's literally happening.
It is what it is,
And I saw a quote before I saw a quote that said how Daunte Wright's teacher was George Floyd's girlfriend. And it said it reminded them of how Fred Hampton's mom babysat Emmett Till. And I'm like, the trauma, the levels and generations of curses and traumas in those statements is so deep. But unless you look like this, you don't care.
You don't care. Girl, listen. We are going to lighten the mood, but I hope that you, for those of you watching, I just hope that you do something to take care of your mental health, because there's a lot going on. It's a lot that can just really take you to the edge. I don't know about you guys, but I know definitely my patience has been very, very, very thin. And practicing self-care needs to be at an all-time high right now.
Yes, I do want to, because I got something dropped in my spirit. Hello, mother. I see you in the house. Hi. Hi, mama. Y'all, Darlette is here. Okay.
Yes,
but in the spirit, there's been a lot of talk of other minorities that have been going through a lot of what we go through as well. And yes, it's a time where we need to put all differences aside and stand for each other, because we as Black people, we can't take this off. We can't blend in. We can't assimilate. We can't get away from this. And it's systemic, and it's happening at a level that is not necessarily happening to everyone else. And I'm not saying nothing is not happening to anybody else, but I'm just saying we need to pay attention and fight together. That is the only way we're going to get through this. Saying that this person is being oppressed more or less than this person is not going to help anything at this time. We all need to fight against white supremacy. That is the enemy.
Girl.
We all are being beaten up. We all are being killed. We all are being made fun of because we look, talk, walk a certain way. All of us. There's no difference. It's all happening to all of us. So the only change that can happen is if we come together as all of us and go against the supremacy, not white people, but the supremacy of it all.
Oh, come on, Pastor Lee. Yes. All right now, girl. With a word. You heard it. You heard her. And now a word from our sponsors.
Your game night just got louder with the Lyric Party game app.
What 3 words the tag team tell you when you're getting busy? These 3 words when you're getting busy. Whoop, there it is. Hit me. According to Sir Mix-a-Lot, what did Baby have? Back. What did Eminem say his name was? Slim Shady. Come on. According to Barry White, what should you practice?
What you preach.
Laugh, yell, and compete. Download the Lyric Party game app in the App Store and Google Play.
And we're back. I swear, y'all, we are going to have another Lyric Party night because that was fun. That was a lot of fun. We didn't know how to act, honey. And with that being said, we are going to introduce another game. This one called Yellow Belly Jelly. Hey now. And the premise behind this game is our lovely producer, Kayla, is going to ask us some personal questions, some that you would rather either not answer or, some that you might be like, all right, I'll answer, whatever. I'm not going to be a punk. It is what it is. I said what I said. And if we choose not to answer the question, we have to eat one of these Bean Boozled jelly beans. Now, I don't know if you guys know about these. Essentially, they are jelly beans that have disgusting flavors like dishwater, stink bug, barf, stinky socks, things like that. So it's more of an incentive for someone to want to answer these questions. So Precious, are you ready for this, girl?
No. I should have got me a chaser just in case.
Right. Oh, all I got is water. And water makes things worse. But
Think about it.
Come on, girl. We got this. We got this. Come on. We got it. Kayla, come here, girl.
Come on.
No. Are y'all ready for these questions?
Yes, girl. You better look like a floating head.
Get into it. Shrink wrap. Okay. I'm gonna start y'all off easy, okay?
Okay.
Have you ever sharted in your underwear?
Yes. I was 12. It was after Red Lobster with my grandparent. I thought I was safe getting the spicy chicken. Apparently I was not. And I wore overalls. It wasn't good.
Oh.
My cousin Monica, she remembers that time, I'm sure. Yes.
Wait a minute, Precious.
The whole story. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not you having a story seconds after the question is asked.
I immediately was transported back to that time. Yes. It was I was trying to get up the porch and I was like, it's gone.
It's the overalls for me.
Yeah. The overalls. I think I'm pretty sure I have. I can't give you an age. I just know it's one of them situations where it's like, wait a minute, I'm a little itchy. Not itchy. I'm a little itchy. I need to go back to this bathroom and make sure I wipe real good.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. Y'all ready for the next one?
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done in the bedroom?
Y'all, my mama what? Look, my mother was back there cheering. Yeah, she probably cheering. Yeah.
Girl, you better eat the jelly bean to be on the safe side.
I know. Yes, that's right, Tatiana. I said the whole story because I wasn't trying to eat the jelly bean. All right.
Oh my God. Oh.
Eat it.
Oh my God, it tastes just like spoiled milk. Oh God. I wish I would have answered the question.
Y'all cheating. Supposed to finish the jelly bean, y'all.
Unless you want to see more than you need to see, I can't finish that.
Which one did you have?
I don't even know. I think it was rotten egg.
God.
All right, we're going to kick it up a notch. Have you ever had an STD?
No.
No.
Thank God. No.
I'm sorry, I'm still in this.
Okay, look at these questions.
All right.
No, but God. Okay, I'm sorry. Next question.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing. I'm still thinking about y'all and these jelly beans and then Precious and overalls. Sorry. When was the one moment in your life that you laughed the hardest?
I was hanging with my friends in one of my friends' basement, and it was like, college break. And we were talking about one of the friends' girlfriend at the time. And somebody said she looked like the painting with the little Scream Monster mask. And I had a delayed laugh. And I was sitting there. I was like, why is everybody laughing? And then I pictured it, and I wheezed for like a whole minute. Just and then yeah.
Scream.
He went like this. And I had to think about it. I was like, oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I laugh at a lot. And Kayla, you and I have laughed hard over the past year. And I don't know. There's too many to name. There's way too many to name. Because I'm pretty sure I've almost pissed myself multiple times.
Wait.
Didn't quite make it to the bathroom sometimes, but you know.
Okay. Next question.
That was a nasty jelly bean. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What's your worst secret?
It wouldn't be a secret if we said it.
What we want to know.
Hey, Michaela.
Eat the jelly bean. Just eat the jelly bean.
Worst secret.
I got this color.
What
It can either be toothpaste or berry blue.
berry blue.
Okay.
I'm okay with the toothpaste. I need it after that rotten egg. I'm okay.
Girl, I think I got either birthday cake or dirty dishwater.
The fact you
birthday
gotta
cake.
think about it. I was like, you gotta think about it.
Birthday cake.
Minty fresh. Dirty mouth. Clean it up.
You know what?
Yeah.
That helped with the spoiled milk because that spoiled milk was trying to take me out, y'all. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Already?
Mm-hmm.
What's the dirtiest thought you've ever had?
Wait.
About who?
It could be about anybody. Just the dirtiest thoughts you ever had.
Girl. Mm,
Damn, I'm scared.
Let me tell you something.
All right.
Mm.
I have an orange one. It could either be dead fish, damn, or a strawberry banana smoothie.
Dead fish.
Let me tell you something. There are plenty.
It's dead fish.
It's dead fish.
Lord Jesus. He almost died.
Girl, I ain't eating no jelly bean.
Ooh, otherwise, that was
Well,
taken.
come on, what is it? What's the dirtiest thought?
One of the dirtiest thoughts that I've had was definitely there was a guy that I was feeling in church, and while I was in church, I just kept thinking about rubbing my coochie across his face. So I'm sorry, Lord. I repented afterwards. I did what I needed to do, but he was just so damn fine.
Everything smells like fish. My fingers were mouth.
Precious over here dying from dead fish. You telling us your sins? What? Good Lord. Help us.
My mama
jelly
laughing at
beans
me.
nasty.
I see my mama laughing at me. Probably crying because she's laughing so hard.
Girl,
Next question. What's the cruelest thing you've ever done to a friend?
To a friend?
To a friend.
Okay.
Block the bitch.
I don't know if it was the cruelest thing, but it was mean. Because I had a friend at the time, or an acquaintance, I guess, she used to draw her eyebrows on before everybody started doing it. And I was like, well, if you get mad, you got to take them off and draw them on mad. And I said it in front of people, and it was wrong. It was not nice.
That was
not nice. This was juvenile, Precious. This was bad.
Oh my God.
It was funny, but it was bad.
Yes. Girl, I'll eat another jelly bean. I can't think of what, I don't know. I don't do too much to friends.
I mean, that was a response.
What, block the bitch?
Yeah. That's good enough.
It is what it is.
All right. Next question. Have you ever slid into a celeb's DMs?
Girl, yes, Method Man.
yeah.
Hey, boo, call me.
But not for,
I was going to say, who was it and what did you say?
it wasn't for sliding purposes. It was, I've done it several times. I've done it whether it was to send a word of encouragement. The most recent one, this is heart touching, it's touching. I sent Bruno Mars a DM to let him know how much my grandfather loved his music.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I did.
I'm over here being a thought box.
Girl, I want to know, did he respond back?
Girl, no. You know how many women is in his DMs? That man is fine. I wish he was. Method Man, respond back to me.
Versus, you got your shot on versus, okay?
Girl, I'm going to be, hey, talk to me. Respond back.
Girl, you going to be blocked.
Right. What that dick do?
Ciao.
Girl, what's the next question?
Name that one person in your family, put them on blast, who can't cook.
Who can't cook? Who knows they can't cook?
Who just can't cook, Precious? They can't cook.
Yeah, my cousin Monica, I love you, my sister, but she knows she can't cook. She will tell you she can't. We went shopping for pots, and I said, for what? You're not cooking. Eat the cereal. Yeah.
You can't cook. I don't know. Well, we got some pretty decent cooks in the family, so I'll go ahead and eat the jelly bean. Let's see. Oh gosh. Okay. This one is either toasted marshmallow or stink bug.
Oh,
Stink bug. How you gonna bite it? How you bite it? You cheated. She bit the jelly bean.
We say. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Wait a minute.
This box gonna stay full till the next time we play this game. You got to worry about me eating this candy. This, if you got the sugars, get you this candy because you ain't gonna eat it.
And let you get that toasted marshmallow.
Or birthday cake, because you was over there having a full-blown party. He want that cake.
You want your kids to stop eating candy?
Huh?
Get them this.
Jelly bean.
The kids keep trying to steal your stuff. Okay.
All right, couple more questions. Next one. What is your favorite sexual position?
Ciao. Got to eat the jelly bean.
Precious. Come on, Precious. Come on.
Oh, stop! I dropped one on the floor. Now,
Come on, Precious.
Don't eat it, doggy.
What is it? What is
Wait,
it, girl?
I got to save it from the dog. Hold on.
Say,
Wait, is the dog out here? He not out here. Okay. Okay.
What is it, girl?
just say it.
You ain't gonna say it?
No. What's that?
Doggy style. Roo, roo.
It's toothpaste again. It's okay.
All right. Next question. Let's see. What's one song everyone loves that you secretly loathe?
Yes, Mom. I see you, scissor.
You know what? All right. Y'all got to watch. Look, you got to watch the replay with the comments to know what just happened.
He said you see it.
Somebody traumatized. Mama. No.
See, now your mom answered. You need to answer.
See, when she come down here, she gonna eat some. Well, you should have said it first. I had to eat the jelly bean. Okay, what's the question again?
I'm sorry, girl. What's the question?
What's one song everyone loves that you secretly loathe?
I'm gonna just say most songs by Stevie Wonder.
What?
Precious.
Girl, you need to eat a jelly bean just for saying that.
You
My
don't belong in
favorite
this
song by
neighborhood.
Stevie Wonder is "Love, Light, and Flight." That's the only one. All other or "Love, Light," whatever they're called. All other ones, they play them too much and they get on my nerves. They play too much. And all Christmas songs. Throw all the Christmas songs in there too. All of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can get down with that. I definitely.
Mhm.
I don't. I
Still
don't
smell the fish, y'all.
Another fish for just saying that about Steve. Because I'm mad.
I didn't say he wasn't Stevie. I just said I didn't want to listen to it. You asked the question.
That wasn't the answer I was looking for.
Wait, should I say "Love on Top" by Beyonce? Is that better?
It would have been more, yeah, because you pretty much said my man's whole music.
Right. Discography.
Yeah, like
Anything by Alicia Keys? Most of them.
Oh, I know a song. Beyonce's version of "Before I Let Go." That song sucks, y'all. It sucks.
Yeah.
It
remember?
sucks.
And we was in New Orleans when it came out, so it was everywhere.
Girl, it sucks. Period.
Yeah.
Okay? Stop trying to make it a thing. It's not.
Yeah.
All right, y'all want to do one more question?
Yes, that sounds good.
We might have
one more.
Yeah, we might have time for one or two, depending on what you say.
Okay, this next one. Have you ever been jealous of a friend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I mean, it's been several times. I mean, when you're a kid, you see kids can do other things that you can't do. One of them, okay, so this is going to sound real sappy. I was jealous of the relationship she had with her father.
Oh,
Yeah.
precious.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was never for like trivial type stuff, you know, like longer hair or, you know, it was always just, oh, that was you? Oh. Well.
Like, that bitch got longer hair than I do. I don't like you. I'm jealous.
Mind you, your hair was down here, so.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
That was no way.
Bump. Or a friend being thinner than me, because you know.
Yeah, that's happened before too. Yeah.
And it wasn't until I became an adult where I realized, okay, but thickness is what it is. But yes, definitely have been jealous of. Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm.
It's natural. If anybody says no, they're lying.
Right. But girl, you ain't answered. What's your favorite sexual position?
I'm not sure that Mr. Lee wants me to divulge this information, so I am keeping it under wraps. I will tell you behind the scenes.
You know you like to ride it.
I don't. I'm lazy. I'm sorry.
Next question, Kayla.
All right. This will be the last question. Be honest. What do you truly do when no one else is around?
I sing.
Talk to myself.
I was going to say that. Girl, I'm having full monologues.
I definitely, I will talk to myself, have full-blown conversations like there's a whole party in here.
You know another thing I do that's real random, and I might need to speak to somebody about it. Girl, I be acting like I'm somebody important.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
So, wait, he told me. Okay, my mother's bugging y'all. Anyway, all right, so singing is normal, but like a weird thing I do when I'm by myself, I have confessionals where I feel like the camera's like following me and I look, well, yeah, I don't know. I do that.
What?
You know, when somebody say something stupid, you be like,
You know what? One more thing I want to add to what you just said. You ever have your own super reel? Because I do it.
Yeah.
Like, wait, did I just say that? Run that back. Who are you talking to?
You go stare in the mirror and feel like, you're stupid.
Wait, no, one more question. Okay, because this is fun. One more, and I swear we gotta go.
Gosh, I have to look for one. Okay, last one. This is probably a no for Precious, but would you ever be down for an open relationship?
Hell no, absolutely not. You know what? I am so tired of people trying to make that a thing. You know, like it's not a thing. If you don't want to be in a relationship, then just say that. Period. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
You just don't. Either you want to be with somebody or you don't. You don't get to be like, oh, well, I'm with you and I want to sleep around with other people. Because first of all, your dick game probably ain't even that good. Let's start there. Okay. And then on top of that, like, for what? Just
you have
single.
your own multiple personalities going on, and then you got your partner's multiple personality. It's a lot of people in the room already.
And then STDs.
That part.
Come on. No.
And COVID.
No. And I noticed that is a thing that is essentially like the it thing now, where nobody wants to be in a monogamous relationship. And that will probably be another show where we will address the things, possibly have some single guys on here to talk about that, and just dating in general, because it is garbage. It is garbage in these streets. Garbage in these streets. But unfortunately, we are almost at the top of the hour, y'all, and I'm scared what the next question may be. But we will have to do a part 2 of this because this was fun. I advise you guys definitely. This could be a Zoom game, with some friends or whatever. Go get your little Bean Boozled. Hey, it's the new Never Have I Ever, but you have to eat disgusting jelly beans. Yeah. We love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah, we did this for you.
Yeah,
for you. I ate dead fish for you.
5-pocket method man, call me.
You know what? Bye.